grandmother fire. So good to welcome you all back. It's been a little while. As usual, life is speeding by and we are all just barely hanging on, clutching, and hanging on to as much as we can. It's like, you know, they told us and started telling us back in 1987. That was when I made my first drum. I forgot to mention on my first video, well, we couldn't get it all in, but I am what is considered, and I've been told that people consider me to be the master drum maker. I've been making drums, it's 29 years this year. And I started making drums back in, I made my first one, which is this one right here. That's made out of a redwood planter. Back in 1987, I made my first drum. Unbeknownst to me, 1987 was a very powerful year, very powerful time on the planet. 1987 was the harmonic convergence that happened in August of that year. The opening of the first Stargate that opened, and all this powerful energy came to Earth Mother. Many people think back, what were you doing in August of 1987? What happened in your life that became the thing that totally shifted you into a new realm, into a new way of life? Mine was my drum making, my drums. I didn't realize the catalyst that it was going to be in my life. I didn't realize how important it was going to be for Earth Mother, for the planet. When I started feeling the urge to make a drum, I thought it was just gonna be a drum, this drum. And then I was gonna go on, but no. No, it was so much more than that. So much more. It totally shifted me from being in the corporate world to coming back to myself, coming back to me, Yolanda, connected with Earth Mother, connected with Spirit, God, Goddess, the All That Is, connecting with myself, because that's what these instruments, these tools do for us. In those 29 years that I've been making these children, because they have the most powerful energy, they have their own personality, they have their own voice. I travel all over the globe and do drum making workshops. My walk and my path is to get as many drums as I can into people's hands. Because when we drum, or you're around where people are drumming, you feel it right here in your center. In your center. And it goes out and out. It's grounding. It grounds you into Earth Mother. It balances you. It heals you, for it opens your chakras. I use my drums in healing work. I'm teaching, and a lot of the massage therapists, the Reiki masters, the energy workers, I'm teaching them how to use the drum in their healing work. And it is wonderful, wonderful what it does. So this is the me that was born after 1987. I didn't believe it. I really didn't. Because I was thinking, drums? I don't know anything about drums. What are you talking about? I started to get the message that I was a teacher, that I was a spiritual leader, that I was a healer. And every time that I would get this message, I'd look around and I'd say, who? Who? I go, you know, I would think to myself, what are they talking about? I don't know anything. I don't know anything. What am I going to teach? You know, this little Indian girl that grew up with nothing. My toys were Earth Mother, the animals, the insects. But that was the university that they wanted me to speak about. And I was thinking, you know, I didn't know anything because I never went to college. I never graduated from a university. I have the Master of Life. I have the PhD of Nature, of Earth Mother. And I feel so blessed. And I'm just filled with gratitude. Gratitude that, thank God I finally figured it out. So, this is the first homework I give you. Think back. Think back. What were you doing in 1987? Because unbeknownst to us, there were, thank God, many, many light workers that were aware of what was happening. And they showed up where they were being guided to be on the planet, on Earth Mother, and did their work at that time that they needed to do to ground that energy that was coming in, to harness that energy that was coming in at that time. And whether you knew it or not, we were all touched and we were all blessed. And it created a huge shift all over the world. All over the world. And wow, what a blessing. What a blessing. But again, thank you for watching my second film. And I have gotten some sponsors since then. And my first sponsor is Ta'anashkada. It's a sanctuary, a wonderful, powerful, beautiful place that is up north here in Las Vegas, New Mexico. They hold many wonderful healing, blessing ceremonies up there. So I do have a link of theirs on my website, or just Google Ta'anashkada Sanctuary, or Maria Yesburu, my cousin. She's Apache and is doing wonderful work helping the women, helping all two-leggeds, working with the elders. The other one that came and is a beautiful sponsor is Spirit Ranch. Spirit Ranch here in Las Cruces. They work with horses. They do equestrian work. And they are working with the children. They are helping the children to heal, to balance with the beautiful horses that they have there at the ranch. Anne is doing phenomenal work with the women, with families, and the children. So Spirit Ranch here in Las Cruces. And the third is Heart of the Dove, Marty. Heart of the Dove. Marty has been around for a long time. not just here in Las Cruces, but in Maine and other parts of the country. But they have Heart of the Dove ministries, and they work with helping the elderly. It makes my heart sore that this is just a few of so many wonderful things that people are doing on the planet. Turn off those televisions. Turn off that news channel. Just turn it off. And find out what's going on in your neighborhoods, in your communities. We need all of you. We need all of you to come and be with us. And not just in the physical. Be with us in your community. See what is needed. See where you can help. There are children, as I mentioned before, that are just wandering lost, that would love to have some guidance of an adult. So they come here, let's play some cards. Come here, let's go for a walk and let's talk. Or come here, let's play ball. Mothers, fathers, your daughters need to learn about taking care of themselves. Your daughters need to learn how to cook. There's so many young women getting married and starting families, and they know nothing about cooking. They know nothing about keeping their families healthy and safe. The same with fathers. You know, where are you? We need you. Your children need you. We need to come back. We need to come back. We need to show up here. I remember being little, and when my dad would finally come in from work, because my dad was in farm labor. He was so awesome. He was the most awesome man I've known, because his family was everything to him. Everything. He wanted to make sure that if he had to work day and night, for as long as he needed to, so he could provide for us. This is not that long ago, and people have forgotten. Take your children to the park. Those theme parks I'm not too crazy about. Stay away from that. You don't need money to have fun. The best fun you can have is go to the river or go to where there's water and go for hikes. Introduce your children to nature instead of letting them be afraid of it, because there's nothing to be afraid of. Nothing. It's beautiful, it's loving, it's caring. Another one of my flutes. I love the flute. You know, when I decided to do this, it's because since I started making the drums and what I went through that drew me to it, I learned to listen to spirit. Yesterday I went to Spirit Ranch and was having a women's one-day retreat that she does there. And there were all these beautiful women when I arrived, because she invited me to come and do a drumming for her. And I get there, and it was such a wonderful surprise to see all these powerful women sitting in a circle, working on themselves by empowering and healing themselves. They can turn around, empower and heal their children, their families. So it was wonderful to see that, to walk into that energy as I came in. And as I told them, when I started this path, I kept denying it. I kept saying, no, I don't know anything. That's not me. Who are you talking about? Well, I learned the hard way that we have to listen to spirit. God doesn't make mistakes. If spirit is telling you that you can do this, that you can walk this path, listen. Listen. Because once I started to listen and believe in what I was hearing, is when my life finally came out of all of this turmoil, and just gently settled. It gently settled. It's like the ocean was in a storm. I was fighting it all the way. So I was in this storm for quite a while and went through quite a bit. But when I trusted in myself, in my higher self, that is my guide, that gets the information and brings it down to me, is when things settled down and became a beautiful, quiet lull, just like a smooth rolling sea. And now when Spirit says, you need to do this, I don't argue. I don't say no. I say, how fast do I need to do it? I say, okay. And I just start praying for the guidance, asking for help. We all have so many helpers around us. They're around us everywhere. Our helpers that promised and chose to be with us from the moment we came in to this world, that are waiting for us to ask, waiting for us to ask for help. Mother, I feel you under my